Lauren, congratulations on the victory. I'm not sure if this is what you were expecting, a scrappy back and forth, but how did you feel the fight was going to play out, and was it just like that?
I didn't know how the fight was going to play out. I knew if it went to the ground, I could be really dominant. So the second round was definitely like, I was like, yes, okay, let's do that again, you know? And she adjusted really good in the third. But I thought I won round one. I knew it like wasn't a blowout, but I thought I landed the bigger shots. I thought I had the cage control. Yeah, I thought I just landed bigger, harder shots in round one. And so when I went back, I was like, okay, that was close, but I think we got that one. And then in the second round, like, really turn it up. Let's get this takedown. And so the takedown actually felt pretty easy. My top control felt really good. I had her wrist trapped. I tried to go to mount. She was doing a really good job of controlling my grips. And then in the third round, it was like, I'm sure her corner told her, like, do not get taken down at any, you know, any cost. Like, don't get taken down again. And so she was doing a good job of keeping her hips back and staying, like, far away. She was moving a lot, not letting me put her on the cage. And I don't know. I thought the third round was close too, but I thought she won the third round. She hurt me to the body pretty good, and she busted my eye open. So I was like, okay, I definitely lost the third, but I think we have rounds 1 and 2, for sure 2. And so when they said split decision, I was like, all right, here we go.
Do you think there's an argument for round 2 being a 10-8? You were on top for a while.
Yeah, I guess you could make that argument. None of the judges made it a 10-8, no. So yeah, I don't. Who cares?
So are you able to make that sort of analysis while you're in there? At the end of each round, are you able to go, okay, that round was mine, or is it all a blur until the end, and then you sort of have to try and figure it out as you're waiting for the judges' scorecards?
I've tried to get away from that because after every round, I used to be really concerned, like, who won that round? And as I've gotten better and like further up in the division, it's like they're going to be close. You know what I mean? When I fought Andrea Lee, I can't remember the exact scorecards, but I remember thinking like, okay, I won this round and this round, and then the judges gave me like 2 judges gave me a round that I thought I clearly lost. Like when I fought Sarah McMahon, the same thing happened. So it's like I kind of stopped. I've tried to get away from judging the rounds in the fight because it's like you really can't, you know.
I don't know if you've been paying attention to any of the fights before yours, but there have been some wacky scorecards throughout the evening. I don't know if you saw that, and if you did, does that play on your mind when you head in?
Say that again.
Does it play on your mind when you see other fights, you see scorecards that kind of...
No, I didn't really pay attention to any of the fights before mine. I don't know. Yeah.
I'm not saying your scorecard was a wacky one. I'm just saying like some of the judging tonight has been crazy, so I wonder if that plays in your mind if we're talking about scorecards.
No, not at all, because I mean, I watched some of the fights like from the locker room, but I don't really pay attention to like the scorecards. I'm not super invested in the fights before mine, so yeah, I didn't pay attention to any of that. But
where does it leave you? It would seem most likely that you're in line for that title shot that you've wanted for so long. Do you feel that this was enough? Is this finally going to get you there?
Yeah, you would think so, right? Like
you would.
JoJo was in line for the title before. You know, I feel like we're all in the top 10. I just can't stress this enough. I've won 5 in a row against all ranked opponents. It's not like I've had any easy fights in this division. The division opened with me fighting Barb Honchak, who is considered one of the greatest flyweights at the time. She was ranked number 3. I think I was a 4-1 underdog. I lost to Sajara in the, you know, now she's a bantamweight, but like she was killing it at flyweight for a while. And that's my only loss in this division. After that, I fought, you know, I knocked out Mara Barella. She was ranked number 12. I think I was an underdog to her. I was like a 4-1 underdog to Andrea Lee, who was ranked number 7 when I fought her. Roxanne Modafferi was ranked number 5. She was on a tear at the time. The girl that, you know, I was supposed to fight Cynthia, but the girl that I ended up fighting took it on short notice, and it's like she was like 9-0 or something like that, and a champion in another promotion. And then I just fought JoJo. JoJo's tough. Dana White was talking like 2 days ago about how JoJo's one of the best in the world. I was an underdog coming in here tonight too, you know, and that's what I mean is that I'm finding a way to win these fights. That's what I do. I'm tough. I hit hard. I'm scrappy. I stay in people's faces. I make them tired. I'm one of the best fighters in the world, and I've been proving that to you guys over and over and over again. Some of the fights have been close, but I'm getting my hand raised every time.
For what it's worth, I actually don't know anyone off the top of my head that could really argue for a title shot, unless they pulled some really obscure name out of somewhere, but I feel like it's pretty much yours for the taking. So let's say you finally get that shot. How do you feel that fight goes? Have you been watching her from afar, building a game plan, knowing that eventually you're going to get this title?
Valentina?
Yeah.
No, that would be something like me and my coaching team. We'd all probably get together. I really do have the best team in the world, though. Like, the team that I have built up around me is the best in the world. And so we would all have to sit down together, and it would be some conversation like, okay, how do we win this fight? How do we lose this fight? What's the best plan of action? How are we going to make that happen?
You just mentioned about how many times you've been the underdog going into a fight. Presumably that would be the same case against the champion, but do you think that almost gives you an advantage? Like, look, they've thought I was the underdog every time and I've been able to overturn it. I'll just do it again. Is that part of the mindset? I think that's just going to be the story of my fight career, man. Like, it has been, even in Alaska, like, I was an underdog and I fought for a belt up there. In Invicta, I was the underdog, I think, for every fight I had in Invicta. I've been the underdog in a lot of fights, and a lot of my fights in the UFC, but I've actually won the belt for every promotion I've ever been signed to. I have TKOs in 3 different weight classes. I'm 15-4. That's an awesome record. I fought some of the best girls in the world and gotten my hand raised against them. I'm extremely well-rounded. I think I'm one of the most well-rounded fighters on the roster, not just in the women's divisions either. I mean, men, women, the whole UFC roster. I think I'm one of the most well-rounded fighters out there. I'm a big flyweight. I'm super strong for the division. That takedown I got in the second felt easy when I could get to it. You know what I mean? I think she did a good job of adjusting, but not letting me get to it in the third. But I'm one of the best fighters in the world. I think the only person that it really counts that needs to believe that is me. I'm the only person that really needs to believe that. But in my mind, I've been proving it over and over again. Last thing for me, we have crowds back. Perfect date and location for a title fight for you? Anytime, any place. Cool. Thank you.
Lauren over here. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Does it trip you out like that? You get these wins, they still underestimate you. You win, like, a lot of people thought she was going to beat you inside the dirty boxing, and to me, that's where you got the advantage. Was there anything that you saw from her differently, or this went exactly how you trained for? Because it seemed like you got comfortable and more comfortable the more you closed the distance and you were winning inside exchanges.
No, there was a couple things, like my coaches and I were just talking about it. It's hard when you're in the fight, like after the fight, because you have so much adrenaline. I'm always like, what round did that happen? When did this happen? Were we here at this point, I wanted to be a little lighter on my feet. We worked on some footwork a lot the last couple camps, and so my coaches were just telling me that like I did better this fight, but they've seen me do better in sparring, with my footwork. And then in the clinch too, they said my hips were out, so I didn't like hearing that. I was trying to break down her posture in the clinch, and I was surprised at how well she was like grip fighting in the clinch. That was one thing that surprised me, and that's how she busted my eye on the third, was with the elbow from the clinch, I think. So that was one thing that kind of caught me off guard. Like, I feel really good in the clinch most of the time, and so when they said my hips were out, I was like, dang it. That's not really characteristic of me. But
what adjustment did you make from the first to second round? And also give some insight to when she busted you up. It seemed like you fought harder and you took more chances. Like, a lot of people, once they get busted up, they kind of, I won't say coward, that's too strong of a word, but it seemed like that got you going in a weird way. Is that safe to say?
Yeah,
outside looking in?
That's what makes me a good fighter. I thought I won the first round. I thought I won the first round. I knew it was a close first round, but I was like, I definitely was landing the bigger, harder shots. I was snapping her head back. I had all the cage control. I landed some good shots on the cage. So I felt like we had the first, and then the second was obviously my round, and then I felt like she won the third. So when they said split decision, I was like, dang. But yeah, when they really start pouring it on, I'm not just gonna take that. One of the things that makes me a good fighter is that I take fights like that and I grind, I stay in your face, I make you tired, I'm tough. I'm like the toughest person I know. I'm the toughest person a lot of people know, actually. And that's one of the things that makes me such a good fighter. So when she really started turning it up in the third, yeah, you have no choice in there. Your back's to the wall. Like, that's why I'm a fighter, is because I don't cower down and I don't just crumble when people start pouring it on. Like, she Superman punched me, I Superman punched her back. She hit me with the right hand, I hit her with the right hand back. Like, I'm not just going to take it from her. I'm going to give it back.
And like Oscar alluded to, it's almost given that you probably get the shot with Valentina. What mindset do you take in that, and how much do you take chances? Because it's kind of crazy for her to be the GOAT of the division. People get on that stage and they seize up, but they don't take chances, and she turns into a sparring session. How do you keep from doing what all these other people that have been victims of her do, or they get to put on her highlight reel, one of the two?
I rely on my team a lot. I have really great coaches around me. I have, you know, I'm literally surrounded by the best in the world. My team is the best in the world at what they do. I have the best sports psychologist. I have the best physiologist, one of the best physiologists in the world, overseeing my entire camp, my training. I have the best striking coach. Alex Cisne is my head coach. He's good at everything. I really believe that I have the best team in the world around me, and so I rely on them a lot to create game plans. I tell them what I'm thinking. They give me feedback. Like, we're really a great team.
And final question from me. Can you give people, since you got this big stage, on why should they put some respect on Lauren Muprhy's name? Because you talked about people keep underestimating you.
It's happening, you know, slowly but surely. People are coming around and they're starting to realize that, like, I'm not a pushover, you know. There's a lot of girls out there that fight very pretty and they're overestimated, in my opinion. And what I do is I get in your face. I'm tough. I make you tired. I make fights ugly. I stay on you, you know. I'm strong. I'm physical. People, it's hard to deal with that. It's hard to deal with that. And that's one of the things that makes me such a great fighter, and it's one of the things that makes me who I am. So I honestly don't care if people keep underestimating me. I hope I won a bunch of people money tonight. I hope a bunch of people bet on me, and I hope oh my gosh, that guy said that he was going to bet on me and he was going to give me $5,000 if I won. Yeah, I hope that keeps happening. You know what I'm talking about? I hope that keeps happening.
Lauren, for what it's worth, Jorge Masvidal is out here retweeting that you deserve a title shot and stuff like that, so at least you have some support in one of the biggest names.
The man himself has spoken, the BMF.
Lauren, to your left over here. You know, just going off of the underappreciation, sort of, why do you think it is that people don't give you the credit you deserve?
I think there's a lot of reasons for it. I came on the scene, I wasn't, when I came on the scene, I wasn't well known. I wasn't good with media. I don't have an Instagram that's just full of me in bikinis. I don't have a calendar that comes out, you know, every year or whatever. Like, I don't have a cute accent. Like, I feel like sometimes people look at that and they might think there's nothing interesting about me, but my story is actually really amazing, and it's just taken people some time to come around to it. And it's taken me some time, too, to learn how to deal with the media. I literally grew up on a dirt road in Alaska, so you guys will have to excuse me if I'm not quite savvy with how to be the most popular girl in the room. I'm working on it. I'm getting better at doing media. I'm getting better on the mic. I'm getting better with the things that catch your attention. But what I was really born to do is to fight, and that's all I've ever been interested in. I've never been interested in anything else, and I'm just a real person. You know, I think that takes people off guard sometimes. And I don't know. The other thing is that, like I said, like, there's a lot of girls out there that fight really pretty and they're good at some things, and people like watching that, especially out of women, and that's just not my fight style. It's like I said, like, I stay in your face. I make fights ugly. I make it hard on you. I hit hard. I'm very, very strong. And there's a lot of intangibles on my side that I think can't be measured, like my toughness and my heart and my strength. And that's what people really tend to underestimate in me.
Does it annoy you at all that some of those other fighters, you know, maybe get a little bit more love?
It used to, I think, when I was younger, but it doesn't anymore. Like, now I'm like, oh, good for them. You know, that's cool. Like, they got their thing. I got my thing, and I'm actually really happy with my life. I have the best husband in the world. We've built a really great life around us. I love where I live. I love what I do. Got money in the bank. Got, you know, I have a really close relationship with my son. Like, my cup overfloweth now, and I don't need all that other shit, man.
There you go. And last thing for me, Lauren, where would you rank JoJo among the opponents in terms of toughness out of this fight winning streak?
Oh man, I knew it was gonna be a tough fight because like when I fought Andrea Lee, I knew that was gonna be such a tough fight. I knew it was gonna be hard. Like, when I went in, I was like, oh, this is gonna hurt, you know. And I kind of knew that about this fight too, because like me, Andrea Lee, JoJo, Chukagian, even like Jessica Jennifer Maya, like, I think if you had any two of us matched up together, if you have us fight 10 times, you're going to get different results 10 times. So we're all tough, we're all scrappy, and that's why we're all ranked in the top 10. That's why we put on the shows that we do. That's why we're in the UFC. And so, just being real about it, I think we're the best fighters in the world. We're the best flyweights in the world, and we're going to put on some of the best fights. But yeah, they're going to be close and they're going to be violent, and you're going to get different results every time. Maybe if JoJo and I fight again, maybe I finish her in the second round next time. Maybe, you know what I mean? It's like there's just so many different possibilities in the fight game.
Congrats, Lauren.
Thank you.
I would say, as for Instagram, a cool scar photo might be a good one to get some good followers and stuff.
My eyebrows always get busted open. Like in a couple different fights now, I get cut above my eyebrows. So.
Well, like you said, with the performance and trying to get some things, with being able to just know that you go out there and you put these performances, it's tough to take these fighters that are lower ranked, because I know you want to stay busy, I know you want to stay active. But is it enough now that after, especially with these 5 fights, are you willing, if Dana, I know he's going to get asked here tonight, what's next for her, and if he isn't willing to commit to it, are you willing to sit back and wait until you get that title shot, or will you want to take another fight? Because like they pointed out, there's nobody else really for you to fight. You keep having to fight these fighters behind you. How dangerous and how risky is that to keep taking those fights, or would you rather just sit out and wait?
I don't want to sit out and wait. I think staying busy is important, but I'm ranked number 3 right now. Who's ranked above me? Chukagian and Andrade, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, Andrade is fighting Calvillo. I think Chukagian's basically already fought everybody in the top 10, including myself. I don't know. I don't want to say what's going to happen next from here. It's like, I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm going to talk to my team and talk to my manager, and yeah, we'll see where it goes from here.
Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Yeah, Lauren. Does winning this fight in Arizona, a place where you lived for 5 years, make this win any more special?
Can you speak up a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
So does winning this fight in Arizona, a place where you lived for 5 years, make this win any more special?
Yeah. It was really nice to come to Phoenix and just make some good memories. We moved to Texas in 2019, and to be honest with you, when I left Phoenix, I was a little bit brokenhearted, and just my confidence was really broken, and I was sad, and I was kind of on a poor streak. I think I had gone 2-4 in the UFC while I lived here, and I was sad about it because I felt like I could be better, and I thought I could be better, and since moving to Texas, I feel like I've become the fighter that I envisioned myself to be. I feel like I've just grown so much and started enjoying the process so much more. And then when we came back to Phoenix, honestly, we got so much love, and there was so many people that called us and were like, hey, anything we can do to help. And I saw so many of my old teammates, and we just had such a great fight week that it was this is the Phoenix that I love. This is all the best parts about Phoenix that I loved, and the reason that we moved here in the first place all came out during fight week, and it was just such a great experience. And then to go home with the win, I know my girls were in the crowd tonight. Some of my best friends flew down from Alaska to come see me, and my old teammates from the lab came to see me, and I just know they were going crazy in the crowd. I know they're so proud of me, and they were here with me all week. It really filled me up with love, and now when I think about Phoenix, I don't feel brokenhearted anymore. I feel very, very happy, and it was just so good to come here and make so many good memories this week.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
That was great. So